yes, it is that time of design. We're cracking open that fourth can in our action movie franchise six-pack with the Rambo franchise. Yes, that franchise that made us all want to buy that damn knife. Now, we're going to head to 1982. Rambo, First Blood, or just First Blood, depending on which video case you bought. But in any case, it's First Blood. And we have John Rambo we're introduced to, who is a Vietnam vet, Black Ops Vietnam no less, who's just trying to get through life. He's drifting through a small town and ends up getting harassed by the small town cops in the form of Brian Dennehy. Now that just makes it doubly bad that the fact it's a small town cop and it's Brian Dennehy playing the small town cop. So that's like twice the harassment. So we get John Rambo, who gets harassed so much, boom, Vietnam training kicks in, he snaps, goes into the woods, and now it's small town cops of the National Guard against one killing machine, who was made a killing machine by his country. One of the themes, the underlying themes in this film. Now what's great about the first Rambo is the fact there's really no heroes. Though Rambo is the focus of it, you don't really know if you should really cheer for him or be scared to death of him. I mean, after all, he is hurting these cops in the woods and other National Guardsmen. Okay, so while everybody else is kind of being assholes to him, you look at them going, are they really being assholes enough to be, subjected to this guy's, torture and ways of, traps and stuff? So there are some dark themes in Rambo, the first one. There's some messages about the Vietnam War, and in general, it's a very iconic action film, though it's still not one of my favorites. I had to give it 4.5 stubs. Gotta love the fact there's no good heroes, and you gotta take half the stub off for the damn cheesy music at the very end of the credits. Why put words to Jerry Goldsmith's score? Anyway, back to the films. We go to Rambo First Blood Part 2 as opposed to Second Blood Part 3. Yes, Rambo First Blood Part 2. And now we have John Rambo, and we're following him after the events of the first one. He gets a chance to go on a mission to rescue some soldiers who have gone MIA still and have been forgotten about his country. Yes, one of the themes in it. So he goes and hooks up with this special operations group who has all this technology to do warfare, and he doesn't believe in any of that. He thinks the old ways are the best ways, as in hitting the ground with his knife and going in to rescue these guys. Yes, folks, there's a lot of themes in here about technology used in warfare versus the old school warfare. And there's a lot of action. Okay, it's a lot of great action, but it's done a little more cheesily. I mean, he's starting to drop one-liners like, to fight a war, you must become war, or win a war to become war. There's a lot more one-liners. The music's a little more cheesy, and the dialogue just doesn't live up to the dark or, the messages that they did in the first one, at least not so subtly, okay? Now, like I said, there was a lot of great action in it, and this is where we get the promotion of the knife. Tell me, how many people who grew up in the 80s didn't want that frickin' knife with the compass and the handle and the fish and the hooks and the portable tent and the little TV, and there was everything in this damn knife. You could build a house with it and crack rock with it. At least that's the way they promoted it. And in every other scene you see with the knife, it's practically featured like its own character. Okay, well, Rambo himself is more buff and donning the bandana. He's shooting arrows that sound like shotguns, and he goes into this chopper battle, which at the end, the chopper he's flying, you're waiting to fall apart like the car at the end of the Blues Brothers movies. Still, it's a decent movie, a lot more slam-in-your-face message, and plus they try to do this little love attraction for John Rambo that lasts about 2 minutes. It's got to be the shortest romance in the movie history, but still a decent film. Gave it 3.5 stubs for First Blood Part 2, which then leads us to Rambo 3, which was awful. I did not like this film. We got John Rambo again, who is asked to go on a mission again, and this time his commander is in Afghanistan. His commander gets caught, so he's forced to go back into war. This time they're trying to draw parallels from Vietnam to Afghanistan. It was, about the Afghanistan war, showing you the horrors of it, which you do gotta admit, it's decent for an action movie to try to take a message there, but they just do it so cheesily. Yes, this is where the movie I'm Your Worst Nightmare came from, okay? With the, this movie was not as good as the other two by far. I had to give it 2.5 stubs. I least enjoyed it out of the whole franchise, and definitely the weakest of most of the action movies we have watched, we have reviewed so far on the show. Now, we move on to 2008 with Rambo. Yes, we get a grittier, older Rambo who's more beef. It looks like someone inflated him for the Macy's Day Parade, okay? And he joins up with a bunch of mercenaries to go rescue a bunch of Christian missionaries who are being held by a sadistic infantryman in Thailand. Now, they tried to bring some of the dark themes and the darkness back to the John Rambo character. He's not being made so much as a hero as the first one, though he does become one, of course. But he's got more darkness back to him that we've seen in the first film, which is great. They tried to kind of go back to the roots of making this less cheesy and more action, but also some drama in it, and we appreciate that. Of course, the body count in Rambo is huge. I love the body count and the action scenes in this. They're so over the top. I mean, you've seen it in the trailer where John Rambo hops up into the Jeep with the big 50 cal gun and shoots the gunner at point blank range, just, you know, and then at the end of the movie, he's taking on the entire Thailand army plus 2, you know. It seems like he's just, it's a nuts ending, but it's still a lot better than the you know, other 2 sequels that they had. Definitely brought some of the magic back of the character that we loved in the first film, and so I had to give Rambo 4 stubs. I did thoroughly enjoy it. And that'll do it for us for the Rambo franchise. Stay tuned while next franchise we're going to look at is the Fast and the Furious franchise, as we also take a look at Fast 5. Until then, folks, keep that ticket stub.